Hey everyone, and welcome to the weekly scopes from the 9th of October right up until the 16th of October. So we've got a full moon this week, so I'm going to go in depth as always into what this full moon means, and then I'm just going to go through all the days. So I'm just going to get right into it. So this month's full moon happens in the constellation of Pisces. So Pisces is all about our addictions, the things we keep hidden from ourselves, the psychic realms, the ways that we can just be a mystery to others and ourselves even. So this month's moon opposite the sun. Some of you may focus on finishing things, which can be quite hard to do because there's a lot of Neptune energy, which I'm going to talk about, and obviously the moon is in the constellation of Pisces at this time. The Pisces energy is going to make us emotionally instinctive, so a lot of you are going to be going with your gut feelings at this time, but also makes you easily hurt and sensitive to what people may say, and you may take this as criticism at this time. Also, you're going to have to watch out for being overly optimistic, although it's good to be optimistic and romanticize everything and idealize everything, but no, not everyone in the world is out for your best intentions at this time. So some of you may experience illuminating revelations either by your own exploration or from words or action of others. It's an excellent time to think about projects that need to be finished and plan to take steps to overcome any obstacles. Some people may let go of a relationship at this time, others may start or continue the work of dealing with any self-destructive habits or thought patterns that hold them back from being their authentic selves and living life on your own terms. Negatively, the full moon can make people act irrationally and quick to anger. There can be a lot of misunderstandings, physical violence at the very worst. There can also be tension between the conscious and subconscious minds. The conflict between what you know you should do, like reaching your goals, and the things that you want to do, like having fun and binge watching and all the rest of it, that procrastination in the many forms that we're all guilty of. And this conflict can lead to between the conscious and the subconscious, the things you want to do and the things you need to do can lead to a fragile psychological state at this time. There can be an increase in bougie, showing off behaviour, overconfidence and enthusiasm, which leads to doing things in excess, such as excessive spending, socialising, eating, drinking or drug taking, porn watching and things like that. All is good in moderation, and I'm not the karma piece. You have to do what you have to do, but doing things to excess never works out. Whether this be seemingly good things like, I don't know, eating healthily, good to eat healthily, but if you do that to the extreme, you're going to miss out on some of the good things in life. So causing you and others to crash and burn at a later date if you just focus on just doing anything to the extreme. This can have unexpected consequences, especially if you react impulsively. So be cautious with everything you do right now, especially with all forms of speculation and financial investments. In ancient times, the full moon was said to cause digestive issues. So it's back in those times, people used to watch what they eat and drink, and also just be careful of the information and the people you spend time with, because this can cause draining of energy as well. Some of you may experience troubles with children or handling your own inner child, who may demand special attention or be emotionally difficult at this time. So if you've been neglecting the needs of your inner child, what needs to be listening to, and healing of your emotional wounds and the things that we numb ourselves with when we're taking drugs or distracting ourselves. So some of you may find it difficulty to escape life in the ways that you are used to doing at the time of the October full moon. Also, earth and mutable energy are strong on the 9th of October, so there's an opportunity to be loyal, practical and grounded if you want to take it. The earth energy, lots of planets in earth, is giving that stabilizing force, allowing those who use mind over matter, who are able to just go through, not sort your emotions out, but just put them to one side and focus and have special time for doing the things you need to do, and special time to focus on your emotions. So if you're able to find the right time and plan your life and do a strategic plan, you'll be able in the long run and keep working towards their goals daily to bring the best life possible for yourself into reality, because things don't happen overnight. You will get there with determination and self-discipline, but the influence of the mutable element can make people quick to change their minds, which can add to disappointments in relationships and a lack of follow through. Some of you will get lots of ideas and you just be like, yeah, I want to try everything, which will mess with that grounding earth energy. So yes, have fun, have those ideas, but no, to bring any of these ideas you may have at this time, you will have to take practical action. But mutable energy gives you the opportunity to thrive and change and to be flexible, especially when dealing with different opinions, so you can form a synthesis, bringing opposing beliefs and people together, a chance to create harmony environments and within yourself and others, by instead of saying, you know, this is totally different or that person's totally different from me, seeing how things are interrelated and connecting. Also, the Pisces energy allows for using your gut feelings, intuition to reflect on past or current situations, to gather the truth from experience and the steps needed to resolve conflicts or overcoming challenges. At the time of the new moon, the moon also opposes Venus and makes a sextile to Saturn, so supporting emotional sensitivity, especially in intimate relationships. These energies support conflict resolution in social, work and home environments. So there's been things you've been putting off saying, or if any arguments come up, if you tap into this energy or just decide to hear everybody else, then you can, you know, everybody can find a compromise, and if not agree to disagree. But with these energies, there can be a tendency to overindulge, as I said before, and so you have to watch out for that. And the fact that the earth energy is strongest at the time of the October full moon, this confirms that those with strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Venus, Saturn, 2nd, 6th and 10th house energy or aspects in their birth charts will be more susceptible to overindulging and doing things to excess at this time. The moon's sextile to Saturn can make people feel distant from others, preferring to spend time in solitude and quiet reflection or problem solving mode, seeking guidance from those who have wisdom from their learning from their past experiences, or may be older or have authority. You may be looking to start a business, you may go to someone who has their own business to get some ideas on the best ways forward. Seeking out the right advice can bring good results or resolutions in the long run. Mercury also opposes Jupiter and Neptune at this time, so this energy makes it suitable for decision making, but with Neptune influences here and Mercury's opposing Jupiter as well, so both of these aspects can make people lazy, especially in thought process needed to follow through on ideas. So like I said earlier, people may get an idea and instead of thinking I need to plan, they may just go ahead and forgetting the planning stages. What 9 times out of 10 in the long run allows things to either go slower or crash and burn at a later date. So planning is the key. People can make promises that they fail to keep and say one thing and mean the other, blowing things out of proportion and causing unnecessary tension. Lack of clear thinking can lead to misreading people or misinterpreting things and unrealistic ideas, so it's best to double check details and ask for a second opinion from someone trustworthy or with expertise if you feel unable to think and react clearly on the 9th of October. Also at the time of the new moon, there's an ongoing conjunction that the sun's making with Venus, and it's starting to approach its strongest union. It's not going to be exact until the 16th of October, something like that, but the starting of this conjunction allows for an abundance of love and affection that can be used to forgive other people's faults and even your own, and get through the hard times with the cost of living crisis in the UK, and there's a lot of global unrest. This energy can just provide that grounding support to be like, times are tough but I'm going to get through it. Spending time with others in beautiful surroundings or creating an environment of peace can help you find emotional and psychological stability. Some of you may find love with yourself or another, or deepen your commitment within existing intimate relationships. This is a chance to appreciate the simple things in life, such as nature, the birds singing, and the autumn winds blowing the leaves off the trees, preparing for that new growth of spring. In that same manner, that vein, you can let go of the things that no longer serve you in your life and prepare to start working towards your new goals. So when it's summer next year, can harvest and reap the rewards of your previous 9 months actions. So if you start from now, and then summer lasts until around the 21st of September. So you start planting them seeds now for new growth. The Sun's conjunction to Venus lasts until the 1st of November and supports all sorts of creative appreciation and execution. So we've got about a solid month to tap into that positive, uplifting energy that allows you to rethink it in the values and the things that you want to achieve out of your life. The Sun conjunct Venus energy is also an excellent vibration for forms of content creators to start or continue long-term projects. Mars is trine to Saturn and the Sun at this time, so two powerful trines involving Mars, Saturn, and Sun energy gives you the willpower and stamina to work for long periods at even the most boring of tasks, giving the courage and discipline to do what needs to be done despite your emotions and distractions, and, as I mentioned earlier, the human tendency to procrastinate. If you want to make bold changes in your life, now is the time to start. Venus also makes a trine to Mars and Jupiter at the time of the full moon, so there's a lot of trine energy, a lot of beneficial energy, but trine energy only works if we tap into it. We have to actively use it. So yeah, all these trines support all forms of socializing, thrill-seeking, artistic expression and spontaneous actions, while thought out risk-taking can bring great rewards in the long run. Just remember, for most of you, these things are not going to come overnight, but if you're willing to work at it and readjusting as external factors or internal factors slow you down, making new plans and updating your plans, you will get to your end goals eventually. Jupiter's influence gives you a chance to make influential connections that can help you with your problems or career progression at this time. The ongoing square between Saturn and Uranus, which has been on and off all throughout the year, supports being brave and ending conformist thoughts and behaviours and thinking, hey, what do I really want out of my life? Breaking down and letting go of traditional and old ways of doing things to bring in a new way of life. And this is not saying forget tradition, because things like you must work hard and have discipline to achieve your goals never going to go out of fashion. But when people say, oh, you was born into this class and you'll always stay there, or this ain't for people like us, statements like that, they're outdated. If you're willing to work hard, you may not get the 10 billion you want, but you could get that million. So hey, keep on moving towards those goals. This energy of Saturn and Uranus square can make people speak their minds more, even those who are normally shy or unconfrontational. Rebellious behaviour can be increased as people do all they can to survive. So watch out for those who may lie to get what they want or what they feel they need to overcome their life obstacles, but may leave you with challenges because they may take money or other resources you need deceptively. So watch out for the scam texts that go around like, hey, text us to get £5,000 tax rebate and all of that. Watch out for those. Impulsivity can cause accidents, and random acts of violence or other actions can have long-lasting consequences or repercussions. Nevertheless, the Mars square to Neptune can weaken the will to resolve your problems, making some people turn to intoxicating substances or people to distract themselves from reality. However, Jupiter's conjunction with Neptune supports Mars' trine to the Sun, Venus and Saturn, showing that with strength and willpower you can stay focused on the practical execution of your goals and remove any obstacles you face in reaching them. If you are prepared to take the daily steps and practice to improve your innate talents and develop the skills necessary to make your dreams a reality. In that case, you will reach them in time, as I said repeatedly. All forms of spiritual study or commitment are favoured under this influence. Pluto also makes a trine to Mercury, so this supports transformation and delving deep into your traumas so that you can heal them and understand them, manage them, and move forward in your life. If you want to get to the bottom of anything this full moon, this Pluto trine Mercury energy support. This aspect gives the power to overcome all those oppositions, and we've got a lot of trines going on as well. So Mercury trine Pluto gives you the chance for sharp thinking and judgment, supporting critical analysis and the ability to persuade others. This is suitable energy for content creation, writing, public speaking, selling and marketing. At the time of this new moon, the Sun opposed the Moon. The Sun is in the 23rd degree of Virgo, and the tagline for this degree is a lion tamer rushes fearlessly into the circus arena. So it kind of speaks for itself. So this basically gives the chance to tame and manage all aspects of your personality or any destructive situation that you're currently in or may get in, especially giving you the energy to deal with any self-destructive tendencies and any need for instant gratification and getting pleasure at all costs and overindulging in drink, drugs or alcohol or porn or anything else you're addicted to. This energy gives you the chance to just be like, I need to cut this out, and you're not going to break these habits overnight, but you can seek out help to do so. According to Dane Rudall, who was the great seed person, man and proficient astrology of the 20th century, explains the true aristocrat royalty is an individual who is in complete control of their spiritual, vital, physical and emotional energies at any given time, and this energy supports that, and this involves overcoming pride and self-mastery. This aspect clearly backs up that those who want to and are prepared to control their animal nature, impulsivity and procrastination tendencies, and stay on the path of their lifelong personal development can eventually succeed with decisiveness, backbone, patience and persistence. So yeah, backbone in England, we say that just means someone who has resilience and will keep on going despite any obstacles that they face. So yeah, the moon is also in the 23rd degrees of Pisces, and the tagline for this is the materializing medium, given the science which supports that with courage and fortitude you can give substance to the ideas and ideals by taking practical action to make the subconscious conscious, giving the power to overcome obstacles and with personal weaknesses, to bring out your strengths and surrender the lower self, your animal nature, to give birth to your higher self and allow it to dominate. And to do this, you must let go of self-deception and discern. Think about who you permit to remain or who you invite into your life and what you allow yourself to believe in and do in this earthly realm, becoming aware of how you deceive yourself so that you can make plans to overcome these tendencies. Some of you may decide to take a path that transcends the death of your body, focusing on the long-term aims of the cosmos right now rather than the short-term aims of your present incarnation. So yeah, on the 10th of October, the moon enters Aries at 11:32 a.m. GMT time. So when the moon is in the constellation of Aries, you and others may communicate more directly and thoughtlessly, going after what you want without thinking about other people's reactions or feelings. This can be an emotionally unpredictable time. People are more likely to go off gut feelings, their intuition, rather than focus on the facts, which can be a good or bad thing depending on what situation it is. Some people can be more self-conscious and sensitive and be easily irritated, and this can be caused by impatience and going to the extremes to get your own way. On the other hand, even if you are usually shy, you can become more assertive during this transit if you keep a level head. Aries energy is ruled by Mars and is seen for the private vibration for all business, self-promotion and physical activity, exercise and things like that. Taking the initiative and doing what needs to be done can bring great leaps forward in your career or personal projects. Competitiveness can be high because some of you may refuse to take second place. Everyone may want to be number one right now. When the moon transits the constellation of Aries, there can be a strong dislike of restriction as well as a thirst for freedom. And it's important that you don't allow others to walk over you and that you respect other people's opinions and needs at this time. The negatives of this transit moon are short tempers and impatient action, which can cause mistakes or what worse, accidents. There can be more problems with friends and family than average. The best use of the moon in Aries energy is to start new ventures and be alert to fresh opportunities. Although you may want to rush ahead, use moderation and restraint, and you will succeed. Also respect the needs of others to avoid unnecessary conflict. For you farmers out there, this is an excellent time to harvest and store your crops, cultivate your ground, and eliminate weeds and insects. It's also a good time to mow the lawn and fertilise. The sun is also making a quincunx to Uranus. On this day, when the moon enters Aries, this supports the fact that there be sudden events such as cancellations or obstacles to your plans, or people abusing their power, or just being spiteful and trying to destroy your plans for the sake of it. Lack of energy or boredom may interfere with productivity and clear thinking. This energy of the sun making a quincunx to Uranus is best used to make changes in your life or think of new or innovative ideas for business, problems and personal projects. On the 11th of October, the sun makes a trine to Saturn, which may see some people stepping up and taking responsibility for the issues in their life, resolving to do all it takes to overcome obstacles to reach your goals. This aspect allows for acting with integrity, honesty, self-control, patience, discipline, and taking a leadership role, providing the endurance needed to overcome conflicts. Saturn's influence here gives you the opportunity to do more with less, so even if you're lacking money or other resources today, you can devise a practical solutions to counteract limitations, focusing on the positives instead of the negatives. Mercury also opposes Jupiter, which supports that with decisive action and thinking. A lot can be achieved as long as you have done the planning beforehand or are prepared to do it now. Negatively, this influence of Mars opposes Jupiter can make some people more lazier in speech and their thought processes. Some of you may make promises that you fail to keep. It is crucial you check the facts before you act and that you avoid exaggeration and look out for this behaviour in other people. On the 12th of October, the moon void of course starts at 8:37 a.m. and then the moon enters Taurus at 6:59 p.m. So the void of course means that the moon isn't making any major aspect with any of the planets or with the sun. And some astrologers say it's best to delay important things during this period. So when the moon moves into the constellation of Taurus today, people may become more focused on career and financial security rather than trying new things. Practicality is the key theme of this transit. The moon is exalted in Taurus, which means in astrology it's the best place for the moon to be. This supports progress in whatever you set your mind to and put your action towards. It can be an excellent time to sort out issues because you can remain more composed and calm. The ability to be more loyal and consistent in intimate relationships and in your work and social environments and personal projects is given. This energy is perfect for taking care of bills and doing all types of financial planning, so whether it be planning to save or invest money. Spending time with your family and enjoying food, games or other forms of entertainment can bring comfort. Negatively, people can be more possessive, stubborn and selfish, not wanting to share. They can also be overspending and overindulging in food, drink and intoxicating substances. Plus, some people can be more materialistic than usual. The best use of the moon in Taurus is to economise and plan, taking time to solve problems with your self-esteem. If you don't save, now is a good time to do so and recheck over those investments and make sure they're secure and look for new opportunities to invest your money or build a new business idea, side hustle, be a freelancer and stuff like that. For you horticulturists out there, if you put the work in, the transit Taurus moon vibration will reward you during the harvest time, so it's a good time for planting vegetables such as parsnips, tulips, beets, maca, sweet potatoes, radish and carrots and things like that. Also, if you want to slow down the growth of your plants, now is a good time to trim or your garden or your field or wherever you grow your fruit and vegetables in. Mercury also makes a sextile conjunct with Uranus today, which allows for more original and authentic ideas and self-expression, but it also supports the fact that some people may become more stubborn and find it hard to see other people's point of view, increasing the risk of conflict. Some people can become easily excited or nervous right now, which can get in the way of efficiency, and breakdowns in rational communications are likely. Venus also makes a quincunx to Uranus, which supports that there can be some instability in relationships. Some people may fall in and out of love quickly. Breakups can happen in all types of connections. Expect the unexpected is the key word for this energy, with Venus making a quincunx to Uranus. Additionally, the Sun also makes a quincunx to the Moon, so this increases the risk of moon swings and desires to drink or overeat or just to not concentrate on your work can get in the way of practical matters right now. On the 13th of October, the Moon enters its disseminating, waning gibbous phase. So this is a good moon for planning, reflecting self-improvement and connecting with others, learning from past mistakes and refining any plan or relationships, minor and finer details. Spending time in silence and stillness can bring solutions to your problems and release emotional tension. It's best to do what is essential, focusing on improving and nurturing yourself. There can also be an increase in communication, but try not to force your opinions on others and keep an open mind. Reflecting on the ways to enhance your life by thinking about the repetitive thought and behavioural patterns in your life and what you can do to slowly change any negative behaviours and thoughts. The waning gibbous moon is also a great energy to meditate, spend time with and re-collaborate with your higher self or power. The waning moon is an excellent time to express gratitude for your life and the things and people in it, and share information, ideas and thoughts in meaningful ways and others. If you are single, it's a good time to look for new friends or love interests, yet be discerning, background check and trust your gut feelings to avoid inviting the wrong people and energy into your life. Mercury makes a sextile conjunct to Saturn also today, so this gives a chance for realistic, practical and serious thinking and actions. Negatively, some of you may think more pessimistically or be closed-minded. There can also be miscommunications and delays with transport and other important information, so you'll have to have some patience. Venus also makes a trine to Saturn, reinforcing that lack of emotional expression can cause issues in relationships. The head can rule the heart, and people can use force instead of politeness to get what they want, which can deepen tension. This transit supports taking a serious, radical and reasonable approach to creative personal expression and projects, making it a perfect time for content creators, especially writers, to do the challenging tasks such as editing and research that you normally put off, or for any of you to do the things that you normally just like, I don't want to do. So yeah. On the 14th of October, the Sun makes a trine to the Moon, allowing for increased harmony in relationships and within yourself. It's also a perfect time to start or continue to look after your overall well-being. This is a chance to resolve conflict with friends, lovers and family. If you have something you are thinking of starting, now is an excellent opportunity to take the first steps in getting your plans from the idea stage to the action phase. On the 15th of October, the moon's void of course starts at 5:11 a.m. and the moon enters Gemini at 5:32 a.m. Just laughing because it's like void of course for like 21 minutes. So yeah, void of course moon is a time where some astrologers say it's best to delay important things. So yeah, when the moon enters the constellation of Gemini, in general, there is increase in communication. It's suitable for sorts of writing, research and reading, especially technical, scientific, medical, intellectual. In general, if you engage in deductive reasoning or intuitive guidance, there can be a lot of lively discussion and the influx of ideas. You can spend more time travelling and socialising with friends and family than normal. Negatively, there can be an increase in malicious gossip and superficial, trivial speaking. At worst, people can talk cap to get what they want and criticise others, or have prejudiced opinions that cause verbal, or at the extreme end of things, physical conflict. People may use intellectual or psychological warfare to weaken their opponents. Nervous tension and restlessness can cause some people to become irritable over their inability to fix or cope with any confusion in their environment or thoughts. There can be delays in critical communications and short distance travel. You can rationalise your emotions right now or use logic instead of your heart, which can cause relationship problems. The best use of the energy of the moon in the constellation of Gemini is organising your own or family matters, catching up on reading and replying to essential communications, carrying out research and anything else that broadens your knowledge bank, or take time to sort out issues rationally with your close ones and explore your community and local surroundings. For you gardeners out there, when the moon is travelling through the constellation of Gemini, it's a perfect time to store roots and fruits, cultivate your land and plant all types of melon or zucchini seeds such as cucumber, cucumbers, courgettes and squash. The sun's quincunx to Neptune may interfere with clear thinking and action. Some may do all they can to escape their day-to-day routine. The risk of self-deception and destruction is high now, as is overindulging in food, drink, sex, porn, using other energy-draining behaviours or substances. Some people may go out their way to disrupt your plans and undermine your ideas, which can cause disappointment and self-doubt. Do all you can to deal with any emotions that come up right now rather than run from them. Seek out support from someone trustworthy if you feel weak. This transit supports all kinds of creative exploration, and music and art can help stabilise emotions right now. On the 16th of October, Mars enters Gemini. Talk a bit more about that next week. So people are going to be more intellectually aggressive or focus on bringing in new ideas and intellect rather than emotions right now, but I'll delve more into that next week. Also on the 16th, the Sun makes a trine to Mars, which allows you to become more self-assured and acting with a sense of purpose. Avoid being frivolous and unrealistic thoughts, actions and people. Those who dare can win right now. People can become more responsive, quick to react and witty under this transit, having the answer for everything. All forms of physical exercise and manual work are favoured right now. The energy is given to endure obstacles and increase your mental, psychological and carnal stamina. So yeah, that's the weekly scopes from the 9th of October right up until the 16th. Thanks for listening. Take care and see you next week.